What's up, y'all? Joey Womack, founder, CEO of Goody Nation, coming to you with a special edition of Prequel, origin stories, inflection points, and we have several of the winners of the 2023 Lenovo Evolve Small Awards. So you're in for a treat as you hear their origin stories, hear these amazing founders whose journey is a little bit different than what we typically see at Goody Nation when we work with software-based companies, right? So this is an opportunity to see a little bit of yourself in their stories. And here's why it's important. At Goody Nation, we're focused on closing what we call the relationship gap. Now, this is the lack of connection between entrepreneurs and influencers in business, right? When that type of gap exists, it leads to a number of things. Less access to capital, less access to customers, less access to media sources, less access to people to hire that are talented, and also less access to experienced people who can give them advice. Now, I don't have to do the math there and tell you that all leads to a higher likelihood of them not realizing their potential. That's not what we want. But we also see that in many cases that diverse entrepreneurs, Black, Latinx, women, and also social entrepreneurs from all backgrounds typically experience this relationship gap at a wider rate than their counterparts, right? So at Goody Nation, everything that we do is designed around solving this relationship gap for just amazing people. And so today, as you hear their origin stories, think about potential ways that you can help them. We'll get into that at the end of the show, but let's hear from the entrepreneurs themselves. We'll do some quick intros, and then we'll get into their stories. I'm super excited. So let's go. So first off, I'm going to kick it to a person on our team, one of our newest fellows, and then we'll go around the horn to the entrepreneurs for their short intros. I want to kick it over to Casey.
Well, thank you, Joey. Hi, I am Casey. I'm a 2023 Goody Nation Storytelling Fellow, and I'm also the founder of Could Be Pretty Cool, an audio production company that makes podcasts about arts and culture based in Atlanta.
Awesome. Kicking over next to Rochelle.
Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm Rochelle Porter, founder and creative director of Rochelle Porter Design, and we are a vibrant lifestyle brand focused on apparel, accessories, and home decor that are sustainably and ethically made, and I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia.
Awesome. We're going to kick it over to Todd.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Todd Sheridan. I'm the founder of Treehouse Juicery. We are a local cold pressed juice bar. We manufacture cold pressed juices and detoxes for people on the go. We're based in Baltimore, Maryland.
Awesome. Jilea.
Hello, my name is Jilea Hemmings, and I am the founder of Nourish and Bloom Market. Nourish and Bloom Market is an autonomous grocery store, and we believe that the future of grocery shopping lies in the combination of automation and data insights, and we are based out of Fayetteville, Georgia.
Awesome. Nancey. Oh, you're on mute. I got you. Okay. So while Nancey is working out the microphone.
Got it.
Okay.
Of course, it would be me to do this, right?
Okay.
Hi, my name is Nancey Harris, and I am the co-founder of Vontelle Eyewear. And we are an eyewear brand offering better-fitting, vibrant luxury frames in sizes that complement diverse faces, handcrafted to empower humanity to see the world through a cultural and global lens. And we are out of Brooklyn, New York.
Awesome. And quick intro from our friends from Sweetkiwi.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ehime Eigbe. Sorry, my voice is cracking right there. I'm Ehime Eigbe, and I'm the founder of Sweetkiwi. For the health-conscious consumer, Sweetkiwi bridges the gap between good for you, functional nutrition, and great taste. You make delicious whipped cream frozen yogurt, which can be found in grocery stores across the nation. And we're based in Washington, D.C.
Awesome. Cool. Okay, so let's get right into these stories. Rochelle, I want to kick it over to you. Let's hear that origin story. I mean, how did you get here? What's your background? Stuff like that.
Okay, I'm gonna try to keep it short because my origin story spans a good 10, 15 years. I will start by saying I have no formal art or design background. Coming from a traditional Caribbean immigrant family, that's not really a career option. You're kind of groomed to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer. But all I knew was from the time I could hold a pen or a pencil, I drew on everything. I always say I never met a blank surface I didn't want to draw on, and that's true. But again, didn't see it as a viable job or anything. It's just what I did. So, went through the motions, graduated undergrad from Rutgers University, and got a job immediately after in Manhattan at a Fortune 10 company, much to my parents' delight. And worked there for about a year and a half, and I hated it. It was a, very respectable yet very unfulfilling role for me, but I couldn't quit because, I had to adult at that point, had rent to pay. So I decided as a creative outlet that I would take this class at FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology. And it was like a 3-day class. I think it was like intro to fashion design or something like that. Because, I like clothes. Why not? So I went to the first class and it was fun. It was cool. I liked it. I went to the second class and the instructor told us that if we wanted to work in this industry, we would most likely have to produce overseas in conditions that sounded to me a lot like a sweatshop. So I immediately thought of like child labor, pollution, human rights violations, just like all these horrible things. And I decided, you know what? I'm not interested in that. I do not want to work in this industry. Didn't even bother to show up to day 3. And that was kind of it. So fast forward over a decade later, after working a series of corporate jobs that were, again, respectable but unfulfilling, a lot of these like weird signs kind of started happening. Well, first thing, I started finding out that sustainable fashion, sustainable textiles were indeed a thing, and that there were factories around the world that actually manufactured ethically and prioritized people and the planet, which was very encouraging to me. But again, I didn't think it related to me at all. It was just nice to know. And then I would walk into like a Target or a Nordstrom, and I looked at the items in the store and I had these epiphanies that the stuff that I doodled, quote unquote, while I was bored at work looked a lot like the items that I saw in the stores. They looked a lot like the prints that I saw on clothing or coffee mugs or what have you. So I was like, that's interesting. Kind of put it on the back burner. And one time I was getting on a flight and the Delta agent looked at my passport and she's like, your name sounds like a clothing line. And that kind of stuff kept happening to me just over the next year and a half until I finally started paying attention. And I was like, I might be onto something. And really just started exploring how people get their original artwork onto product. And, went to some trade shows, did a lot of Google searches, and eventually I realized that what I had been doing all my life was called surface pattern design, which is the process of getting designs onto product commercially and licensing them. And I was like, oh, this is actually a thing. And this is probably what I should be doing for a living. So with that ethos, I started building a brand. I started sourcing ethical organic cotton. I started looking for local factories. A lot of them were women-owned factories, women-run factories that I could ensure that the workers were paid well and treated well. And that's how Rochelle Porter Design was born.
I love it. I love it. I love it. One time for signs. One time for signs. And also what's interesting is how you say what you've been doing all your life.
All
They
my
just so
life.
happen, probably when going back to you were a little kid and stuff like that, right? So
Yep.
I love it. I love it. How can people get in contact with you?
So I'm at RochellePorter.com. That's my website. And I'm Ro Porter Design on all the socials. So RO Porter Design.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Cool, cool. Let's kick it over to Todd. Todd, what's your origin story? Good sir. How'd you get here?
Oh man, it's been hard getting here. So it started back in 2011. I was doing my undergrad at Goucher College, just a small liberal arts school in Towson. I'm talking about this school is like it's like a mini university. They have cafeterias everywhere. It's easy to get fat there. Okay, it's the only thing they don't have is room service. It was amazing. So I basically I ate my way through college, stressing about doing essays and papers, and I stayed up all night, and I wound up developing gastric ulcers. I was obese. This was about a year before I graduated. I had all these health issues, and I said, I can't live like this anymore, or I'm going to be in the grave. I was only 21, so I decided I needed to change my lifestyle. So I went cold turkey vegan. I just stopped eating like all dairy products and all meat. And I even cut out bread, and I started making my own smoothies and juices. And in 10 months, I lost 100 pounds. And everybody was like, wow, man, you did this with no exercise? I said, yeah, just eating right and disciplining my mind. So fast forward about 3 years later, I already graduated. I was pursuing my master's, and I couldn't find a job. For some reason, undergrads have a hard time finding a job because people like the employers, they want to hire you, but they want you to have experience. So I say, how can I have experience if you don't hire me? So it was like a big conundrum. So I started like applying for different odd jobs, and I even applied to the dollar store. And the guy was like, you have a lot of good background. I can't hire you, but you can try out this warehouse named Kohl's, which was in Edgewood. So I mean, Joppatown. So I went to Joppatown, and that's where I met this woman who told me. She said, "Wow, your lifestyle is really inspiring. You don't eat any meat. You're eating raw food at the lunch table. What do you do?" I told her I was vegan and things like that, and she said, "You should start a juice bar." And she stuck with me the whole time. We started a juice bar. She's my fiance to this day. And, we decided to take those same recipes that helped me heal to market. So ever since then, we've been perfecting the recipes. And it started out of my need to heal. And now we want to bring that to other people in the community. So it's been a long journey, but it has rewarding opportunities now.
Man. So one, super inspiring, the discipline, what it takes to lose the weight and cut everything out cold turkey. Here's the also interesting part too. That one, interview, right? The one interview, that dude could have just said like, hey, we're not hiring. But he was intentional when he took the next step, and told you to kind of go another place, right? And that one other place led you to your fiance, which is probably the most important part. I always say that.
Yeah, very grateful.
I'll always say that. And if I understood the story correctly, then two obviously led to you all starting the bar right there. So, man, dope stuff. How can people get in contact with you?
Oh, yeah. So you can follow us on treehousejuiceryonline.com. We're also at local farmers markets in Baltimore City. You can also just give us a call. Our number is 833-584-2379. And we're on Instagram at Treehouse Juicery Online.
There it is. Cool. So next up we have Jilea. I want to kick it over to you. What's that origin story?
Yeah, so it's been a journey for sure. Our origin story started when we had our first child. So my oldest son was diagnosed with autism when he was 2 years old. And so I was in corporate America. I thought that was going to be my track. And I started to realize in trying to help to make sure his life was okay, what those things were that we could do to change his outcome and make sure that, autism would be a thing of the past for us. And so one of the biggest things that they said to us was that diet was the most important thing that we could change. And so we needed to make these really healthy meals for him. But anyone that's worked in corporate America, they take a lot of your time, right? And I said, who has time to make all these meals? But because it was for my son, we made that choice. And so we started making meals for him and realized that, he was really liking them. And we tried them on our other kids. And it just spiraled from there to, providing meals to the community and all over the country to kids so that they always had access to a healthy meal within 5 minutes. And then we ended up transitioning into the tech space also with him in mind, trying to find other alternatives to help him in the scheduling platform in the cannabis space. And so we found that CBD oil really helped children on the spectrum. And he's always been our focal point of how we continue to transition and evolve and grow from the business perspective. So we started in food, we moved into the understanding the importance of how it could help him from a CBD perspective. And then my dad got sick, and we ended up right before the pandemic moving to Atlanta because we needed to get closer to family. Found this amazing school for my kids, and the first thing I'm thinking about is how are we going to feed him? How are we going to make sure that he's okay and the rest of our kids are okay? And we saw what was happening with the pandemic and how people were just having challenges just getting access to basic needs like food. And we thought, let's take our background in food and our background that we learned through the cannabis space and tech and put it together and redefine what the shopping experience looks like for the world, so that you're never going to be without and you can always get your needs met no matter whether there's a pandemic or not. And so that's how we started Nourish and Bloom Market. It was just a vision that my husband and I had, that we could make shopping easier and we could take away the friction that nobody likes, because nobody likes waiting in line. Nobody likes fumbling for their payment, that they do want to get their access to the things that they need, right? And we wanted to make sure that good food was an option and good food was convenient, because a lot of times, when you need things, sometimes it's not the best choices. So we really made a conscious effort to put products in our store that you could feel good about, and that you could feel good about eating things that I wanted to make sure that my son and my family ate as well. And so last year we opened as the first Black-owned autonomous grocery store in the world. And it's been an exciting journey, just trying to share and usher people into this new wave of a technology. It's been a huge learning curve, right? Because people are concerned of many things, especially with this new tech age. Is it taking away jobs? And we are just really excited to show that we're not taking away jobs. We're just redefining and really helping with the technology phase of bringing, especially the Black community, up to speed on what this new world of technology is in this Web3 world, and making sure that they are trained for jobs of tomorrow. So it's been an exciting experience. It's been an exciting journey. And for us, it's always been foundationally based on our personal needs, and then always feeling like we just can't keep it to ourselves. Let's share it with the world. So that's how we got started with Nourish and Bloom Market.
Wow. True inspiration there. True inspiration, including like leading the world in terms of what you're all doing in that particular space. Amazing. Okay. So how can people get in contact with you all?
Sure. So shop.nourishandbloommarket.com is our website. We're available on all social media handles as Nourish and Bloom Market as well. So look forward to seeing you.
Awesome. Okay, next up we have Nancey. You know the drill at this point. How'd you get here?
Yeah, so the concept for Vontelle was born out of a need for both founders, myself, Tracy, and I. What happened in 2019, she had purchased a really dope pair of glasses and she lost them within the same year of purchasing them. And she called me to lament about the story. And so Tracy and I, let me go back a little bit, we met in college. So we've been best friends since college. So, we share stories all the time, but she has to wear glasses. I only need glasses for distance, but she needs them all the time, all day. So for her to lose these very expensive glasses, she was upset. She called me and I said, I just lost my glasses last month during our trip. And she was like, man, I want to buy some glasses from another company that's Black owned, but this is what I'm looking for. And I said, I'm going to look for that too. And so we go on and I'm looking and I'm researching and we're looking for glasses that have flair, that have patterns that are African, Caribbean, Latin, Indian, and we don't see anything of the sort. All of the glasses that we see are pretty much cookie cutter glasses. And then we go a little bit further and we start drawing designs. But one of the things that we noticed immediately was that all of the glasses that we had been wearing were ill-fitting. They don't fit properly. So a lot of times people have a line across their nose because the bridge is too tight. People have headaches because the temples are too short and they lie on your lymph node, which causes continuous headaches, and you take them off for relief, but you need your glasses because glasses are a medical necessity. And the other thing is that if you have high cheekbones, a lot of people have lines going right across their cheeks because the glasses and the lens is too small and they're not made wide enough or big enough to fit our faces. So we decided that we wanted to change the industry and create glasses that were better fitting. When we realized it did not exist, we said, we're going to go out there and do it. So I had learned after doing a little bit of research that there was a eyewear expo overseas in Paris, France. So I booked the tickets. And at the time, we had literally just come back from vacation. Tracy and I took a family vacation together. And it was like 2 weeks out. And she was like, what are you doing? I was like, I booked tickets for us to go to Paris, France. And she was like, what? And I said, listen, if we're going to do this, we got to go all in. We have to know what this industry is about. So when we get to Paris, France, we're walking around and it's about 3 football stadiums large. It's huge. There are thousands, tens of thousands of attendees we saw. And one of the things that we noticed, first thing, was that it's 99% male dominated and Caucasian. So during the trip, we saw thousands of glasses. We met manufacturers, we met designers, but nothing like what we had envisioned, like the glasses I have on right now. And this served as our aha moment. It was simply no choice other than for us to create a new narrative and vision for the eyewear industry. And it has been our goal to just add more diversity and culture to the world of eyewear. Ironically, one of the first jobs that I had when I came out of Morgan State University, I moved to Baltimore, Maryland. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia. And when I moved down there, I worked for an optometrist. And I had gotten my first pair of glasses working with him, and I still have them to this day. But one of the things I noticed even then, the temples are too short and the bridge is narrow. Now, I don't have a bridge issue because my bridge is low, but a lot of people who have high bridges, it leaves those permanent indentations on their face. So for us, it's about changing the industry to be seen and to wear something that's both fashionable and functional. And, that's luxurious, that you will like for a lifetime. So that's why we do what we do here at Vontelle Eyewear.
I love it. I love it as someone who definitely needs glasses, needed them a lot earlier than when I actually got them. as a kid, I say thank you for your work. How can people get in contact with you all?
Well, our website is Vontelle.com, just www.vontelle.com. On IG, we are Vontelle Eyewear. On Facebook, we're Vontelle. On Twitter, we're Vontelle. So you can always find us with the VONTELLE. We're very easy to find.
Awesome. And last but not least, let's go on to our final awesome founder for this particular episode. Hemming, what's up? How'd you get here?
Great story as well. It started for me as a need to eat better. I was diagnosed with a uterine fibroid, and that just kind of set things off in motion for me. I just started looking into ways to change my diet. I had gone to the doctor, and the options that was given to me was really terrifying. A lot of surgeries, a lot of procedures that just seemed like it had like huge effects. And I told my doctor to give me a year to change my diet. And if that didn't help, then we can go forward with a lot of the things that they wanted to do. And so I changed my diet. I started eating better, meal prepping. I really struggled with the dessert part though, because I was such a big sweet tooth, and I really struggled with not being able to have my ice cream, or I would go to the store and find a healthy option. I would take 1 spoon and it would end up in the trash, or it would end up in my freezer and then finally in the trash when it's cleaning day. And so I started thinking, how can I create something that was indulgent but still met my nutritional needs? And so I started doing more research around nutrition. I went to Penn State to learn how to make ice cream and how to work with cultured dairies. And I came across Greek yogurt, and I thought that it was a great product because of the high protein content. And I started working with that. And that's how I created in my own kitchen a whipped Greek frozen yogurt product that was really healthy, had a great combination of nutrients, and used ingredients that enhanced the other nutrients in the product. And that's how Sweetkiwi was essentially born.
I love it. Again, difficult circumstances lead to awesome things. So how can people get in contact with you and stuff like that?
Oh, they can find us at Sweetkiwi USA on all platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn as well.
Awesome. Just an amazing episode. Y'all are just awesome. I'm not going to sit here, like, really inspirational. I feel I need to step my life up a little bit, quite honestly. So, you all are awesome, right? Y'all are awesome, and quite honestly, you know, I'm pretty sure if you're watching, you're listening to this, you definitely agree, right? And so these are a few of the recipients of Lenovo Evolve Small 2023 awards in partnership with Goody Nation. And again, said you're in for a treat and you got a treat, right? So here's the thing. We do this at Goody Nation because we're intentional about supporting founders, right? We're intentional about supporting them. And so they've shared some ways in which they can get in which you can get in contact with them, right? But if you like to have additional ways and learn a little bit more about what they're working on, you can go to our website as well, especially if it comes to being intentional about supporting them. So when I say intentional, here's what I mean. It's the extra effort. It's the extra effort in supporting, right? And, maybe it's 10, 15, 30 extra minutes of thinking, you know what? Who in my network can help them? How can I actually help them? And there's a few ways you can support. One, you can purchase their products. Go to their websites, follow them on social media, purchase. I'm sure they would appreciate it, or I'm pretty certain someone in your network can, right? Someone in your network across the country or the world has a use for one of their products. That's probably the easiest way to support. The easiest way that anyone can do it, right? Or the second easiest way. Probably the easiest way for you just to kind of just share their story and stuff like that, or on social media or email or something like that. But ideally, go and make a purchase. However, there's a few other ways, right? Perhaps you can provide a little bit of capital to them if that's what you do. Perhaps you are a storyteller yourself and you want to help share their story on your platform, right? Perhaps one of your contacts may want to do business with them as a distributor or something along those lines, right? Again, but it takes a little bit of extra effort to make that happen. 10, 15, 30 minutes of thinking about how you might be able to support, but also your network. If you can do 30 minutes to an hour, let's just say an hour every month for 6 months straight, it'll turn into a habit. You go from habits, and then it turns into a behavior, right? And then after a group of your friends and contacts do that over a period of 6 months, that's how we develop a culture, right, of supporting diverse founders and social entrepreneurs. And that's how we push everything forward. As said differently, that's how we close the relationship gap. So once again, I am Joey Womack, founder, CEO of Goody Nation, coming to you with another amazing edition of Prequel, Origin Stories and Inflection Points, featuring the 2023 Lenovo Evolve Small Award winners. See you next time, y'all. Peace out.